got a story from this week. Okay. Uh, I needed to go get some things from my house, right? So I live like right next to a Loblaws. It was supposed to be like you go in, you pick the stuff you want, you go out, right? That it was an in and out job, real quick. That was the plan. That was what was supposed to happen.
Tis never that simple, young Josh.
Dude, I left my house in my slippers and sweatpants. Like I wasn't. It wasn't anything serious. My hair was like barely combed. It was. I was thinking it was just like gonna be quick. Anyway, I walk into the store. There's a couple that's chatting in front of the shopping carts, and like my social anxiety like inhibits me from like interacting with them. So like I just ignore the shopping carts because in my mind I'm just like I'm picking like kitchen towels. It's not that big a deal. I can carry them in my hands, right? Mistake number one. I go to the I go into the store, right? I pick up the things I need, and as I enter the store, I see that the there's a line at the self checkout, and there normally isn't a line, so it means that there are a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of ignore it because I'm like, whatever. The line will probably go by the time I'm there, or I'll go to like the proper aisles, and then the line will probably be shorter there. Mistake number two. I should have gone back for the cart. I continue.
Chase keeps appearing and disappearing. I don't know what's going on. Is everything alright, Shay?
You good?
Oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Spaghettios.
All right. I'm gonna continue. Hopefully you can see the clip later, but I'll try to finish.
Go ahead.
So I continue on, right? And then I go to oh jeez, he's having problems connecting to the call. Okay, so I go to the kitchen towel area, and I see like there's actually a big sale on like double the size that I normally get. So in the back of my head I'm like, what did I miss out on this sale? I pick out the big one. All right, I walk towards the line, right? The line is long, much longer than I expected, and the other line is much longer than when I started. I go to the proper checkout. I wait in the line. The line is quite long, and there's this lady that like she keeps leaving her cart when the line is moving forward, even though it's moving forward slowly. She, for some reason, she leaves her cart only when the line moves forward. But you know, it's chill. I'm fine. I'm chilling. I'm big chilling, right? I'm just vibing. I'm vibing. Wait, something happened?
Oh, it's Sash. It's Shay.
Hello? Okay. We continue forward anyway, all the way until we reach the front of the line. Then you're supposed to stand beside the screen that tells you which aisle to go to, but this lady fully ignores the screen and just walks past it, thinking that she's gonna hear the number. I'm like, okay, sure, she's gonna hear the number. Then the aisle calls for her. Aisle number 7, please. Move to aisle number 7. The lady doesn't move. I start sweating. People behind me start getting restless. I start sweating. And then the people behind me tell me, yo, I should just go since she's not gonna go anyway. And then I start going to the aisle.
Oh no.
The cashier asks me, you're supposed to wait in the line. I'm like, I was in the line. The lady that was in front of me comes up. I was in front of you. Why are you here? I'm like, lady, you didn't move. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go back. You go here. And then the cashier says like, but I didn't even push the button. And I'm like, what's going on?
Oh my
and
god.
then I walk back to like my spot in the line, and the people behind me are like, you should have gone forward. And I'm like, what's that?
I'll tell you a story that's kind of similar after. Go ahead.
And then the cashier lady like calls back for me, right? But then the number thing flashes and it calls for somebody to go to aisle 3. So in my mind, I'm just like, all right, I go talk to the other lady because she still doesn't react to the number thing. She still doesn't react to the screen calling. I tell her, they're calling for you at aisle 3. So I send her away, right? And then I go to aisle 7 because the lady called for me.
Yep.
This lady's in a hurry. It turns out like she must have pushed the button on like reflex because her time was up. So she was trying to like get me out as soon as possible. I had bad news for her. Anyway, as I was there, right? I had to do a couple of different like I had to pay with different cards because I was doing multiple different transactions.
Yep.
He was gonna be there for a while. A guy walks past like the line that you're not supposed to and like goes straight to the cashier, and then the lady calls out to him, excuse me, you're not supposed to be there." And the guy looks at her and is like, you're not supposed to talk to customers that way. And I'm like, oh my
Oh
god, I
no,
just
it's
want to go
happening.
home. I hand my stuff to the lady and like she starts like checking things out.
Finally.
Nice, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Like, she starts handling the things. Like she started like checking them out, and then the guy comes up to my aisle and he talks to the lady and he's like, excuse me, miss. I'm not sure if you heard, but you're not supposed to talk to customers that way. You don't treat me that way, right? Like you should treat me like a customer. Like I deserve to be treated better. And I'm just like, please, sir, like don't be extra. In my mind, I'm just like, please, just go. I want to get my money. I want to just like get my stuff and go home. I pack my stuff, and then the lady like quickly like checks my thing out, and I'm like, okay, but I also need cash back. And the lady, I can see in the lady's eyes like she wants to
Kill
to
you.
implode. I feel so terrible for this lady. Like, so I do the cashback thing, and she hands me $20, and I'm like, I'm sorry, miss, but I need this money in loonies and tuies.
Oh no,
why
what the
like
fuck?
this?
So this lady literally wants to strangle me. And then she starts counting and she's like, all right, this is your money. And like she like started like slamming the coins like as hard as possible. Like I could tell she was mad. She's like 1 2 3 4. I'm like, oh jeez. And then the guy from before comes back and he's like, excuse me, miss, what's your name?
Oh no. What's the male version of a Karen?
Literally, he's like, oh my goodness. And I'm just like, please. And then she shows him her name tag quickly, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to go home. Anyway, that's basically like the gist of it. Like, I had to like carry the rest of the stuff in my hands because I didn't like bring proper bags or anything because I wasn't expecting to like take something so big. But like when that man came back for the second time, I thought like I would be there for a while. It was the most like the entire way on my way back home, I felt like I wasn't over it. I wanted to crawl back into my own skin. You know what I mean? It's just like I wanted to not exist for like a minute and a half.